Hello and how's it going, everyone? It is Skullzi here with the latest Bethesda news roundup video, and I'll be breaking down all the most recent Bethesda news in today's video, and some of these are kind of small and I'll go through pretty quick, but nonetheless that doesn't take away from how important or interesting these things are. And it seems like we are at the end of that big influx of new Starfield information after E3 2021. I doubt we'll get any like new Starfield interviews or big pieces of information anytime soon. Maybe we'll get something towards the end of the year, but I kind of doubt that. I don't think we'll get anything Starfield related until E3 2022. But I highly expect what we will get at E3 next year will be gigantic. Starfield will be like the main theme and setting of the entire E3 showcase for Bethesda next year, and with Microsoft's assistance, it'll probably be even bigger than before. Next year will probably be one of the biggest Bethesda E3 showcases ever, and it's all going to be focused on Starfield. Yes, there'll probably be other stuff Bethesda talks about, but with Starfield coming out next year now, with that finally being confirmed, and with it being the first new IP from Bethesda Game Studios in over 25 years, they're going to have to talk a lot more about the game. But nonetheless, let's break down all the most recent Bethesda news that I have set up for you today. And sorry I've been gone for a few days. I kind of was stuck in a glitch and had to start a new save, but I'm back now. I got my way back up here, caught up with the main story, as I was in the last save before I was glitched. But nonetheless, we're going to begin today's video with what the title of today's video is. It's 100% confirmed, and it's actually been 100% confirmed that E3 2021 Starfield trailer was not a cinematic, a CGI, or anything like that. It was actually all in-engine and is essentially gameplay, more or less. I don't know why this is somehow an argument, because literally, like, in the first 10 seconds of the trailer it says it's in-engine footage. That means it's in-engine. It's not a cinematic. It's essentially gameplay. I mean, yes, you could take cinematic footage of things in the game engine and turn it into a trailer, but that's not what this is classified as, and there is 100% evidence from Bethesda themselves, even more than what's in the trailer, to prove this fact. I think Doom Guy is next door in my neighbor's yard, chainsawing a bunch of stuff. It seems like anytime I record, all the random RNG noises of the neighborhood just kind of start up. A lot of you guys say you can't hear it, but I feel like I need to say it nonetheless. That way, if you guys are able to hear it, I don't look like an idiot with chainsaw sounds going on back there without actually referencing it in the video. But nonetheless, this is the actual source of this confirmation, or even more confirmation, that the recent E3 2021 Starfield trailer was 100% not cinematic, and it comes from Keith Baltramini, who is a senior lighting artist at Bethesda Game Studios, and this is his official ArtStation profile. And ArtStation, for those of you that don't know, is an actual like a social website where artists upload their own work and look at the work of others, and basically just have a professional portfolio online where they can upload their own creations. And this is an actual creation from Keith, and as you can see right here, his own words: Starfield teaser trailer. He worked on the lighting, the look development, and the art direction, lighting plus mood. And he says in his own words again, I created the lighting for the 2021 teaser trailer of Starfield using our own creation engine 2. We created this entirely in-game without any cinematic tools. Again, he says we created the E3 2021 Starfield trailer entirely in-game without any cinematic tools. So this is even more evidence now for those of you that may have even been like on the fence a little bit about this trailer actually being in-game footage and not cinematic. And like I said, it basically already says this in the first 10 seconds of the trailer. It says in-engine footage, which basically means like game footage essentially, but I know some people might not take that for like face value, but here we are with an actual professional website and someone who worked on this trailer saying none of it was cinematic at all. So that's pretty hype, because if this is what the graphics look like now, a year and a half before release, this game is going to look so good unless it does some crazy Watch Dogs downgrade crap. But luckily it's Bethesda Game Studios here and not Ubisoft. I mean, I love Ubisoft, but they used to be the kings of downgrades, but I mean, Bethesda may have their own flaws too. Nonetheless, in a year and a half, we'll find out just how good this game is, but based on the actual now confirmed in-game footage we saw at the recent trailer at E3 2021, it looks pretty amazing and already has me hyped. The next thing I want to talk about is a discovery by community detective Timur222, who is at Burgerad222 over on Twitter, and he is always discovering all sorts of amazing and interesting stuff. I think he is either Nick Valentine or legit has Nick Valentine working for him and feeding him information. Maybe Timur Timmer is Nick Valentine's shadow account, so that way Nick Valentine doesn't like it incremented in any of his discoveries or leaks. But nonetheless, Timmer is great at discovering things. If you haven't followed him over on Twitter, you should follow Timmer on Twitter immediately. It seems like it should just, like, already exist. Timmer on Twitter. But he discovered that id Software is assisting on Redfall, and I mean, Arcane is amazing. Arcane has been an OG developer for a long time, making great games for a very, 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 very long time, and on top of this, so has id Software. So now you combine the two, working on Redfall, and if you're not hyped for Redfall yet, I don't know why. I don't know why you're not hyped. You're not paying enough attention, because Arcane plus id Software working on a freaking game, dude. I don't know how else to picture this unless you're just not quite aware of how amazing these two developers are, but nonetheless, this is amazing. Thank you, Timmer, for this discovery. And basically, the source of the discovery is from Jeff Sanita, who is an animator at id Software, and you can see it says literally right here, he's currently working on the additional animation needs for Redfall. So I'm sure there's other people other than just Jeff from id Software working on Redfall, but I could be wrong about that. It seems like id Software, from what I heard, is undergoing a major engine overhaul, which means that, like the other artists and animators, could be actually utilized on other projects from other Bethesda studios like Arcane, and I think that's why Jeff is actually working on Redfall right now. That's just my take on things, but it is confirmed id Software is assisting with the development of Redfall, and that is super hype. Arcane plus id Software, two amazing developers working on a game. I'm super excited to finally play this game. I was kind of a little bit skeptical at first. When I watched the trailer more, the setting and the animations just kind of grew on me a bit, and I am more hyped for this game than I was initially, but now that hype is doubled and multiplied. Next up, I want to remind everyone, even though this isn't new news, Inoz Zur is confirmed to be doing the soundtrack for Starfield, and he has worked with Bethesda Game Studios on Fallout, and he's worked with a bunch of other game developers such as BioWare for the Dragon Age franchise. He's a great composer, and I'm super hyped that he's doing the score for Starfield, and if anyone else could potentially do the score for The Elder Scrolls 6, I would think it would be him. Yes, I love Jeremy Soule to come back, but I think that Inoz Zur could also do a good job because he's a great composer and always does an excellent job at capturing the tone of the current scene in the game that he's composing the music for. So yeah, I just wanted to remind everyone that the soundtrack for Starfield is in great hands, and let's move on to the next couple things, the last couple things I want to talk about in today's video. Sorry if I am not as refined as my content usually is. Like I said, for the last couple of days I wasn't able to do videos because I was stuck in a glitch and had to restart an entire save, but nonetheless, here we are, and the last couple of things I want to talk about is something that I've seen personally from watching YouTube videos in regards to just gaming news and Bethesda news especially. I've seen a lot of Starfield ads for the Starfield trailer, so I think that these are the actual ads that was hinted at from Microsoft insiders over the last couple of months that Microsoft actually purchased advertisement time for, because it was said from a lot of insiders way before E3 2021 that Microsoft purchased advertisement time for Starfield leading up until like the end of the year or something like that. So it seems like these ads most likely are related to that, and it seems like Bethesda is allowing an earlier advertisement timeline for their games than they usually allow, which is something interesting and definitely something to keep in mind here. They definitely are aware that they need to market this game more, and that's why I think it is a little bit more plausible that we may get a little bit more interviews before E3 2022, but probably not anytime soon. And then the last thing I want to talk about in today's video is a very, very small discovery I made, but there is a new environmental artist for Bethesda Game Studios in Rockville, Maryland posted within like the last couple of days, actually within the last 19 hours, and I believe this has to do with The Elder Scrolls 6, and I mean, there's nothing really interesting in this other than it seems like they are ramping up the production for The Elder Scrolls 6 to a whole new degree, which basically shows you that Starfield is in the bug testing and final stages, which should be obvious with the release date already being actually announced, and Todd Howard saying he's very confident in that release date. But one interesting thing in the actual description of this job posting is it says, "What makes you special?" And some people might do some clickbait-ass stuff and say that this is some kind of proof that they're working on Fallout 5 or something, but no. Obviously, special has to do with Fallout, but that doesn't mean that this job posting has to do with the Fallout franchise because they're saying special in it. It's Bethesda Game Studios in Rockville, Maryland. They're using their franchises to just make their job postings more interesting, and this isn't indicative of a new Fallout game being in development. I think this is for TES 6, but that basically finishes up everything I want to talk about in today's video. Hopefully you enjoy the content and you enjoy these Bethesda Roundup news videos like this, because when there isn't a big Starfield interview to break down, there's still plenty of news to talk about. But like I said, that's going to finish up everything I want to talk about in today's video. If you enjoyed the content, if you're hyped for Starfield, be sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn notifications on. And as always, huge shout out to everyone that supported the channel over the last couple of months. months, or basically ever. Like I've been saying, I am making a new updated list of everyone who has supported the channel from basically when I started the channel up until now, and you will see your name get added to this list. If you want to get a permanent future video shout out and get added to this list, and then at the end of every single one of my videos from this point forward, you can support the channel over on Ko-fi, Patreon, or here on YouTube as an exclusive channel member. Links for all this and more are down in the description below, and as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in next time, when what makes us special is that we're the most patient gaming community out there, basically, unless I guess it's the Half-Life 3 community, or the GTA 6 community, or the Red Dead Online community, or the Star Citizen community, the Elden Ring community. Okay, never mind.
It just works.